Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for WSTS 47 Intro to LGBTQ+ Studies for Saturday, October 26th. Just going to go over a few reminders and clarifications just to help you stay on top of things. I know we see each other in class, but I know some of you don't make it to class, so this may help you kind of figure out where we're supposed to be. First up, your most recent quiz, the first quiz on Chapter 9, because remember there's going to be two of them for this chapter because it is a very long chapter. The scores from the first quiz have been posted there on Canvas, so do take a look at that. We're going to have our second quiz on Chapter 9 this coming next week there on Thursday the 31st on Halloween there, so do be ready for that. Next up here is, don't forget, I mentioned in class that your interview paper is coming up fairly soon, so it's due on Tuesday, November 5th, which is a week from this coming Tuesday. There is a interview paper module there on our Canvas course page that you'll find that's got all the instructions and everything you need to know. So go to the Canvas course page. I believe it's right below the module for the website links there. You'll see the interview paper instructions there in that module. Open it up. And what you'll find there is that you're going to have to basically ask your interviewee 5 questions. And by the way, your interviewee must have a queer queer self-identity. And if you are queer identified yourself, make sure it's someone who has a different queer identity other than your own. So if you identify as a lesbian, you cannot interview another lesbian. You got to find somebody who has a different queer identity. And feel free to use anybody in the class if you would like to do that, if they're comfortable doing that there. So keep that in mind. And but what you are going to ask are a set of interview questions. I've written 4 out of 5 interview questions for you already. You'll find them in a file in the instructions for the interview paper. The 5th question you just have to write on your own. Anything you feel is relevant to ask, just go ahead and craft your own question there and include it. And then when you ask those questions there, you have to summarize all 5 of them using a minimum of 4 sentences. This is all detailed in the instructions there. And please be careful not to just present quotes of what your interviewee said. I want you to summarize, that is, use sentences to describe what they said. Some quoting is okay, but don't just put together 4 sentences of quotes and think you're done, because quoting isn't writing and that'll cost you a lot of points. In addition to those 5 interview questions, and you'll find this in the instructions, if you scroll down a bit, you'll see there are 3 summary questions, things that you basically just kind of fell out of the interview, if you will. So you'll see the 3 summary questions. They are already written there for you. It's just about what happened in your interview and what you found out. And so make sure you address those. You have to have at least 3 full sentences to answer all 3 of those interview questions. So make sure that you do that. And you're going to find that the 3rd summary question there, you have to find something in your book that seems to back up something that happened in your interview there. I'm not looking for any kind of specific formatting or style here. It's not MLA, it's not APA. Basically, all I want you to do is use all of the questions themselves as headers when you present your responses there, so I can just easily follow along and know which question you're talking about there. That's all in the instructions too, so do check that out. When we come back next week, we're going to continue on with Chapter 9. We're going to start talking about the important topic of queer theory, which is a really big part of our course. Actually, most folks have never heard of queer theory before, but it's important that we understand that. And we're also going to be talking about things like sex positivity, queering children's books. Also going to be taking a look a little bit later on in the week on Chapter 10, which is all about visual and performing arts, so paintings, performing, physique magazines. But along with all that, we're going to be talking again about the issue of backlash and in particular moral panic. And we are going to examine a term next time too. What is transgressive art? I've already mentioned this a few times, or told you it's basically something that others feel that just crossed the line and went too far. It's just over the edge, if you will, too far over the top. We're going to talk about that because queer artists are always being assailed for their work being transgressive, when many other sorts of artists are never accused of doing that, even though it looks like it's pretty much over the top too, but they tend to target queer folks for this, and surprise, surprise, right? Anyway, that's everything I wanted to say for right now. If you got any questions, reach out via email on Canvas. Otherwise, I'll see you in class on Tuesday. Take care until then. Bye-bye.